I love Jews. 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 I love Jews.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
I love Jews.
This is Dark Times with Dark Man Steve. Just rock out with us. In honor and respect for the victims of the attack on the Israeli embassy staffers, we are just going to rock out for this whole episode. Jam with me, guys. Come on, get in there. Tap your toe.
I Jews rock! I love Jews!
Rock! Juice rock. 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 Rock.
Jews rock! I love
5 more minutes of this, guys. Just give it 5 more minutes. We're still paying our respect.
Jews! Jews rock! I love Jews!
Just like 10 more minutes of this, guys, and we'll move on. We'll get to the stuff. 10 more minutes. All right, I'm just kidding. We're done. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Dark Times with Dark Match. Steve, welcome. Wrong button. Here we are. Now we're warmed up. I don't know about you. I'm warmed up. I got the blood pumping. Whew. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. What are we getting into tonight? Oh, yeah, the embassy attack thing, whatever. I'm just getting on here to promote any kind of crazy theory I find that makes Israel look very good. That's literally all I'm doing is I'm getting on here and I'm going to promote every crazy theory that I find that makes Israel look really good. That's what we're here to do. And pay our respects. Okay, I'm going to get to the chat. No, guys, I found a few interesting things online. We'll get to it, okay? I'm just playing around. Everybody fucking relax, okay? It's all jokes. Don't take any of this seriously. What, did you come here for facts? What are you, stupid? I'm just kidding. No, we're going to get to some interesting stuff. I promise there's some good shit to get to. Let me get to the chat. Lovers, welcome. Benjamin Netanyahu, Kanye West. Let's get to it all. Bob Cook's up in here. What's up, Bob Cook? Stacy G. Bob Cook saying hi to Stacy. Oh, yeah. The Fat Pig. Did you hear? Were you watching Alex's show? I tried to tag you. I don't think you were in the chat. Where the fuck were you? Are you even a fan of his? Are you even really a chat rat? Yeah, guys, fucking how about that shit? Are people blaming Kanye West? Excuse me, Ye. Are people blaming Ye for this? That'd be funny. Michael Earl's up in here. Thomas Gilson. Lovers, welcome. Juice Rock. Promo code Lummer. Lummer. Holy shnikes, lovers. We are not prepared. No, you guys aren't prepared. Neither am I. Scott Starboard, welcome, sir. How are you doing? Cake Boss. I really hope he doesn't go down that road again. What road? Look, guys, when I talk badly about Israel in here, I don't want you guys to roll your eyes the way I know you do when Bubba explains the fucking Hogan tape story for the 10,000th time while I'm on hold for an hour. Okay? I don't want it to get like that. These are real issues. Missed it. What happened? So I guess I don't even know who this guy was. Alex Stein had a girl, this white chick on. Did I get bit by something? What the fuck? Alex Stein had on this chick. I was cooking and setting up my stream and making my protein shake for tomorrow and doing all that at the same time. So I don't. It was some. Did he say Reverend? I forget. It's some black guy who is like, I think like a leader of a church or some shit like that. He had been in communication with Austin Metcalf and Carmelo Anthony's parents. And it was just interesting because he sort of shared some of the views that I did. He went even harder in the paint with it, though. It was pretty funny. I was laughing. I was cracking up because he would say some shit sometimes like he really forgot that that kid stabbed somebody. He was just defending him so hard. It sounded like he actually forgot he was talking about a black kid that stabbed someone. It was really funny to me. I don't know. I was cracking up. But yeah, he was defending Carmelo Anthony a little bit. It was pretty funny. I just wish you were in there. Maybe we could pull it up sometime. Anyway. Yeah, fucking Alex Stein. His show was good tonight. I was cracking up. Fucking. All right, let me get rid of this. Where do we even get started with this bullshit? Let me pull up how about we do this? Let's see what the latest news is with the embassy attack. And I have some interesting videos saved for you guys. I promise you. We're getting to some filthy facts tonight. Just a show of hands. Who heard anything about? I just want to know because everyone knows about this story, but who heard about the Israeli military shooting at reporters yesterday? Or did everybody miss that story for some reason? Show of hands in the chat. Who heard about the 2 Israeli staffers getting shot, but did not hear about Israel's military shooting at reporters? Show of hands in the chat. I have a funny feeling no one heard anything about that. I just have a funny feeling this is if you're in my chat right now, this is the first time you are hearing about this. That's okay. We're going to get to it. Is this too long-winded? Okay, let's see. When was this from? 19 hours ago. Let's get something 52 seconds. That's a little too short for me. 13 hours ago. Who live? Oh, that's Fox. Okay. I
wonder if HoneyBook.
Oh God, we got a HoneyBook ad, guys. You have to see this with me.
Book has any new clients for me today.
I wonder where my best leads come from.
As we come on the
Snizzux Lizair, Donald Ferguson, Thomas Gilson. What's up, guys? Welcome. Did the reporters have a vest bomb on? I don't know. More likely that they had some kind of beeper that the Israeli government also gave to them. No, they're armed with the usual thing reporters are armed with, a microphone and cameras and stuff. I'll bring you guys. All right, yeah, let's take a look at this first. Let's see how they're breaking this down so far, because I really don't even know the full story of what exactly I know they're claiming it's a couple, right? they're actually romantically involved or something.
Here, we do want to take you out to the nation's capital, giving you a live look at the U.S. Capitol here at 557 on the East Coast. We are keeping a close eye inside of the chambers as this Thursday morning, legislators, they are debating and discussing President Donald Trump's big, beautiful bill. Our content partners do tell us that a vote should...
Big, beautiful bill. Guys, what are we, retarded that we have to, it's got to be called that? Guys, what is this? I love... You know, like, Trump cracks me up. He definitely came up with that name himself.
Be coming shortly. So once that gets underway, we will share that with you here on Live Now from Fox. As we are in the nation's capital, I do want to transition to another live look. This is the latest crime scene as investigations do continue this morning after the deadly shooting of 2 Israeli embassy staffers last night at the nation's capital. The victims were leaving an event held by the American Jewish Committee. We do have the latest photos of those victims. Metropolitan Police Department officials identifying the suspect as 30-year-old Elias Rodriguez of Chicago.
Rodriguez? That doesn't sound Muslim. What's going on here? Come on, don't make things so complicated. Actually, that'd be great. If this was an illegal immigrant, that would be really good. We can use that, right? We can spin that into something, can't we? Guys, I don't know who we is anymore. I don't know what side I'm on anymore.
Fox News' Gary Baumgarten joining us now to report on the latest.
Tolerate.
Oh, cool. Thanks. They finally got the audio. Cool.
Anti-Semitism.
Oh,
law enforcement in Washington, D.C. say 2 staff members of the Israeli embassy are dead after being shot while leaving an event Wednesday night at the Capitol Jewish Museum.
The suspect was observed pacing back and forth outside of the museum. He approached a group of 4 people, produced a handgun, and opened fire.
We heard between 10 to 15 gunshots, roughly.
Tragically, the male and female...
Okay, that guy, we're going to be taking a look at that guy because there are people that are very suspicious of that guy. It appears it's weird, and I don't know that it means anything at all, guys. We're just exploring this together. I don't want to, I'm joking around kind of. We're having a little bit of fun at the expense of the dead people, okay? But you know what? No, look, we're just going to explore around with stuff. I don't have my mind made up on any of this shit. I don't know what the fuck is happening. This could be a real legit thing. We're just going to explore together. I did find some interesting stuff that we're going to take a look at, but yeah, guys, I don't know what the fuck is exactly. The Dutch Duke is up in here. Duke, the Duke himself. Lovers, welcome, welcome. Radicalized Mexicans popping off. Guys, if this was an illegal immigrant and we can somehow put this on Biden, that would be good. This is Kamala Harris's fault.
Male victims were a couple preparing to be engaged.
The young man purchased a ring this week with the intention of proposing to his girlfriend.
After the attack.
So are they arguing that this guy, knew that these people were staffers from the embassy? Is that what we're going with? I mean, that could be true. I'm seriously.
Witnesses in the museum saw a man run in before tensions flared.
The security guard happened to let this guy in. I guess they were thinking that he was a victim. He was in shock. And, some of the people at the event brought him water.
Yeah, I handed him water. I've never interacted with a murderer before.
He's like,
I handed him water. Oh, fuck.
Somebody called the cops, bring the cops in. When the cops actually came in,
I gave him a back rub. I gave him a water. What else?
And he said, I did this. He said, sir, I'm unarmed. He put his hands up. He grabbed a red keffiyeh out of his pocket and started the Free Palestine chants.
Once in handcuffs, police say the suspect told them where he stashed the gun and they were able to recover it.
There is no active threat in our community.
In a post to Truth Social, President Donald Trump wrote in part, quote, "Hatred and radicalism have no place in the USA." This deadly shooting comes in the wake of increasing Israeli military operations across the Gaza Strip as IDF forces try to eliminate Hamas militants and free remaining hostages.
By bombing hospitals.
Gary Baumgarten, Fox News.
All right, Gary, thank you so much for that detailed report. Again, taking you back out to the nation's capital, outside of that Israeli embassy. Just tragic news where 2 staff members of the Israeli embassy were killed. We do want to continue to follow the very latest developments. Now checking in with our content partners over at Fox 35 Orlando as they speak with Fox News correspondent.
If you bomb enough kids, statistically, you're going to hit at least one member of Hamas. I think that's how we're doing the math on that.
Doug Luzader.
Capital has left 2 Israeli embassy workers.
What the fuck? What is going on? Live now, Fox, all of you need to be fired. What the fuck is wrong with you people? The audio has had all kinds of problems. This is one fucking video I clicked on. You guys need to get your shit together. The fuck is that?
Dead, and it has raised fears.
You fucking morons. Jesus Christ. That was loud. Was that loud for you guys? It was completely muffled and loud.
Of escalating violence potentially around the world. Fox's Doug Luzader joining us live from Washington this morning. And first of all, Doug, thanks for being here. And this is such a heartbreaking story. What do we know about these victims?
Well, police say that that this all happened just after 9 o'clock last night. There was an event at the the Capitol Jewish Museum, which is actually just a few blocks away from the U.S. Capitol building. This couple walking out of that museum was gunned down. Now, whether they were specifically targeted, it's not clear. But as the gunman was taken into custody, the suspected gunman, he was yelling "Free, free Palestine," and police say that that chant continued even after he was taken into custody. So, the motive seems pretty evident there. Whether these individuals themselves were specifically targeted beyond their association, that the fact that they were coming out of this museum isn't entirely clear. We're still in early stages here, but just given what's going on right now with Israel and Gaza and the protests we've seen, the anti-Israel protests we've seen around the country, this obviously is getting a lot of attention around the globe. And what we're hearing from Israel right now is that they're stepping up security at their facilities around the world in response to what happened here in Washington last night.
Yeah, just a young couple, heartbreaking to see their photos. We understand that apparently they were about to get engaged. So we do understand that they were a couple. What do we know about the alleged shooter, Doug? I heard from Chicago. Is that right?
That's correct. That's what police are telling us. 30 years old, arrested here. And, they say that he was spotted kind of pacing outside the museum, but they don't have prior interactions with him that we know of. So, that aspect of this still remains something of a mystery.
And Doug, moving over to the big, beautiful bill, we've been talking a lot about that. Lawmakers have been working really around the clock trying to get this thing passed. Where are we at with that?
Well, they're still trying to get it through the House. They're working right now to try to get that through. It's going to be nip and tuck for Republicans, but they think they have the votes to get this thing done today.
All right. Well, of course, we're going to stay on top of all of those stories. And the president, having the South African president in the White House yesterday, a lot to talk about with that, too. Doug, we were out of time, so we're going to hit on that a little bit later. Thanks so much for taking the time to be here.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon. All right.
All right, so we appreciate our content partners over at Fox 35 Orlando. Again, we continue to follow this developing breaking news story, just tragic news. And then we are learning more about the victims as I transition the screen. If you're just now tuning in, showing you those 2 victims, again, learning that they were engaged to be married. The DC shooting where 2 staff members of the Israeli embassy were killed. Let's check in now with our content partners over at Fox 5 DC as they do have team coverage this morning.
Let's see how fucked up the audio is when we transition to this.
Appreciate you joining us here on Fox 5 at 6 a.m. Also streaming on Fox Local. And we start this morning with the Fox 5 News alert, a deadly double shooting in the district.
The victims, 2 staff members.
Did you guys hear that? They had to adjust the volume again. What kind of fucking shit show is this? What are we even watching?
Of the Israeli embassy. The pair were gunned down last night while leaving an event at a Jewish museum in Northwest D.C.
We have live team coverage for you this morning. Stephanie Ramirez has been getting reaction from the Jewish community in D.C., including people who were at the museum as the shooting unfolded.
But we begin with Makia in our newsroom with the latest on that investigation. Makia.
Good morning, Steve Marissa. The shooting happened around 9 o'clock last night outside of the Capital Jewish Museum along 3rd and F Streets. And this morning, the Embassy of Israel to the U.S. identified the victims as Yaron and Sarah. The embassy shared this image of the couple saying the embassy is heartbroken by their murders. Well, now to video that you first saw here on Fox 5 of the person believed to be the suspect. Police identifying him as 30-year-old Elias Rodriguez from Chicago. In that video, he can be heard yelling, "Free, free Palestine." Authorities say Rodriguez was seen pacing outside of the museum before the shooting. He then walked inside after opening fire. He was quickly detained by event security. Now, Deputy Director of the FBI, Dan Bongino, is calling this a, quote, act of targeted violence. Attorney General Pam Bondi has spoken with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser insisting that there's no ongoing threat.
The horrific incident is going to frighten a lot of people in our city and in our country. And I want to be clear that we will not tolerate this violence or hate in our city.
I spoke to the President of the United States multiple times tonight on behalf of the President. His prayers are with all of us, all of the Jewish community, everyone in Washington, D.C., state, local, and federal agencies, and our great U.S. Attorney, Jeanine Pirro, who will be prosecuting this case, will be doing everything in our power to keep all citizens safe.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he is, quote, shocked by the, quote, horrific anti-Semitic shooting. He has stepped up security at all embassies around the world. Guys?
And reaction from last night's shooting is pouring in, as you said, from all over, many saying they didn't know what was happening.
The couple killed as they were leaving the museum after an apparent event there. Fox 5 Stephanie Ramirez live in Northwest this morning with more from the scene. Steph.
Hey guys, we're learning a little bit more about the fear and the terror that was felt last night. The calls are coming in for an active shooter at the museum. Now, obviously, this is still a very protective scene at this hour. We're some 9 hours.
I'm on this guy's Twitter page right now. He's definitely doing. Oh, let me get rid of this banner. He's definitely on here defending Israel, which he should.
Out, but I want to show you we're not at the front of the museum. It's actually down there by that traffic light, 3rd and F Streets Northwest over there. Now, the two killed, not just embassy staffers. They were a couple with plans to get married. The Israeli embassy and Israel's foreign ministry sharing their photo on social media. The ministry also wrote that Israelis, diplomats and representatives around the world stand on the front lines of Israel's diplomatic efforts, defending the country with their very lives, and that they will not be deterred by terror. Reverberations of this shooting as being felt all across the world, with condolences and vows to stand against anti-Semitism also being shared. D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser, as you heard, started speaking to this at last night's emergency news conference. Authorities also spoke about making sure to make contact with the city's Jewish institutions to make sure that they have any extra security needed this morning. Support also coming from the highest office. Israel's ambassador said he spoke with President Donald Trump last night on the.
Okay, so let me pull up Pretty Girl, What a Shame, yeah. Bro, what the fuck? Dude, what is going on with Twitter right now? Bro, Twitter is locked down. Oh my God. Are you fucking kidding me? What the fuck? Dude, why is Twitter not working? I knew it looked wrong. No fucking way. You got to be kidding me. Israel shut down Twitter. I'm not even kidding, guys. Twitter is locked down right now. Oh my God. You have to be kidding me. Okay, we're going to have to do this the hard way. Okay, hold on, guys. Hold on, because we're having technical difficulties here. God damn it. Okay, guys, let me take you to this. I think I can get around this. The DMs are fucked up right now, guys. I'm trying to get around this. Okay. My feed is working. All right. So, DDoS attack? The fuck does that mean? Okay. So this guy, people are looking at this fucking guy. This is probably way schizo and not even necessary, but people are sketched out by this fucking guy giving the interview. Look at this dude.
I guess they were thinking that, I did see.
Guys, you know, when I normally bring us to Twitter, if I don't full screen the video, there's normally a bunch of bullshit over here with my DMs and different shit. Israel. Fucking Twitter's fucked up right now. I don't know what's going on with Twitter. But I had DM'd a bunch of shit to myself for me to review on here, and I basically had to post it all on my page to be able to show you guys because my DMs were fucked.
Somebody run in. The security guard happened to let this guy in. I guess they were thinking that he was a victim, and he was covered in rain. He was clearly in trauma. He was in shock. And, some of the people at the event brought him water. They sat him down. Are you okay? Were you shot? What happened? He's like, somebody call the cops, bring the cops in. So about 10 minutes later, when the cops actually came in, he said, I did this. He said, sir, I'm unarmed. He put his hands up. He grabbed a red keffiyeh out of his pocket and started the Free Palestine chants. There's only one solution, Intifada revolution. And he was being dragged out of the building as he was yelling Free Palestine. And he kept yelling Free Palestine. I, tried to hand him his keffiyeh back because I didn't really realize that he murdered two people. About 5-10 minutes later, we start to gather more data. It turns out,
Bro, he tried to hand this guy back his whatever the fuck his handkerchief. Dude, we're going to take a look at this video because something about this video looks fucking weird. The video of the guy getting arrested while yelling Free Palestine, this guy is in the video trying to hand him back his keffiyeh handkerchief thing, whatever the fuck it's called. And he's saying, I didn't realize the guy shot someone. Bro, he just told us that the guy told them he shot them, killed 2 people, and the cops are in the process of handcuffing him, and he's trying to hand him back his fucking handkerchief thing, and then someone else comes up and grabs it and hides it. Like, I don't know if they didn't realize it was on camera at first or something. I have no idea, but it's just something fucking weird about it. It's setting off red flags for people all over Twitter.
He was in the building with us for like 15 minutes. Thank God he left the gun in the bushes outside, or he left the gun outside. And we found out that I think it was 2 people from the embassy that were murdered in cold blood. And obviously this is a secondary source, but my friend was actually watching the security footage, and he murdered somebody, executed them from the back, 5-10 shots. I don't know about the man that was killed or shot. I don't know if that's confirmed yet, but it's disgusting. I don't think any acts of
It's disgusting. I don't think any acts of terrorism are acceptable. No matter how many babies they kill in Gaza or the West Bank, does not matter. And he's right. He's right, guys. I'm packing a bowl. Hold on. Everybody relax. Everybody just fucking relax, okay? What's a DM? A direct message? Are you having a stroke? No, I know that I'm actually just trolling. I am not secretly justifying this. Sniz. It's not okay if those people actually got killed and this isn't some kind of false flag thing just so that we're going to go to war for some other country on behalf of Israel. Okay. Okay. No, we don't want to watch again. No.
You know, I did see somebody run in. The security guard happened to let this guy in. I guess they were thinking that he was a victim.
Bro, here's the fucking video of him handing the thing back, which is like setting people off, which I understand. It looks weird. This guy's giving interviews and he's one person that's in the main bit of footage that's getting circulated everywhere. Yeah, like look at this is the post. This is the caption for the post. This video is attached to this fucking exposing the lies spelled with an I instead of an L. The Israel embassy shooting, and I'm not saying I agree with this, guys. We're just exploring. I'm being serious. I'm not. This isn't a dog whistle for like, oh my God. I'm saying I think that this is whatever. We are just looking around. Okay, the Israel embassy shooting is a flizzag, and this guy is definitely a Fed/handler who oversaw the entire thing, even making sure the shooter had their kafia for the footage. Yeah, dude, this looks fucking weird. I'm sorry, but it does. The guy told you he fucking killed some people. He told you he shot people. You might not know that they're dead yet, but you know he shot somebody. In the interview, he's like, I didn't realize he killed 2 people when I went to hand him back his kafia. Bro, he's getting handcuffed. Tell me, guys, this does not look weird and that we're being led astray by schizo people on Twitter. I don't know about this. And this guy comes and grabs it and hides it. Who is this fucking guy? What is the point of taking that and hiding it? Why did he just let this guy take it? And then why was he trying to hand it to the other guy in the first place when he's in cuffs already? What is this? I'm being serious. Like, is this actually nothing? People are just focusing on nothing. This is just a stupid anomaly. Like, oh, this guy's giving interviews and telling everybody what. This guy's interview is the one that's going around the most. And this guy's also in the only footage that we've had so far circulating of the shooter. And he's trying to give him this terrorist handkerchief thing.
No.
I'm outside.
No.
I'm outside.
No.
Dude, okay. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. That does look weird. The guy coming up and grabbing it and sort of like hiding it. What did you want? A souvenir from a murder? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, what is this?
I'm outside.
No.
I'm outside.
No.
Bro. This person here. A person with no gloves picks up a piece of evidence and hands it to another person with no gloves who appears to have put it in his pocket. Weird. Yeah, I asked who the dude was that hid it when he walked off. He is hiding it. I'm not fucking crazy. He is hiding it. That guy had an ID gimmick on his chest? Like he's a Fed, you're saying? A lanyard thing? Or something on his shirt? What are you talking? You're talking about the shooter or the guy that handed the thing over?
No.
I'm outside.
No.
I'm outside.
No.
I'm outside.
There's a longer... Zooming in the guy that took the scarf deal. Hold on, guys. Let's keep it on Twitter. We might see some tits and ass. Let me see. I guess this guy was posting death to America. They're saying on his Twitter he was posting this.
No. Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! No. Free Palestine! Free Palestine! No. Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
This part has the handkerchief thing almost cut out. What the fuck, man? I should have waited a day or two because I'm sure some actual autistic freaks from 4chan will have this figured out by tonight. Here, let me drop this again. Tits and ass. Twitter's got the tits and ass. Oh, wait. This is a better video. Let me see here.
Outside!
Dude, this is so sketchy. You gotta be kidding me. Who the fuck does this guy think he is? What is this? Bro, this I definitely understand why the schizo people are really overanalyzing this video. Because this just looks so fucking sketchy. This is just undeniable. You could, guys, if we're being like totally like, if you're like completely avoiding getting conspiratorial, you could say, oh, this guy's Jewish or something, and so he just wanted to steal the guy's little terrorist flag thing. You like Hamas? Fuck you. Give me that. This guy just randomly, he had it and threw it down or something when the cops went to grab him, and so the cops were getting him, so this guy just picked it up instinctually because he's getting hauled off and said, oh, give him this is his, and goes to hand it back, and this guy just comes and grabs it like, no, fuck him, I'm taking. Maybe, guys, maybe that's possible, but this just looks so sketchy. Who the fuck, when there's cameras, people like, this is an actual crime. This guy murdered people, and you're taking part of the evidence and just stuffing it in your hiding it, stuffing it in your pocket. This is definitely like body language that screams, I don't want anyone to see that I'm taking this. I'm going to just like palm it and pocket it. Right? Look at this. Just look. I mean, I'm not telling you guys anything you don't know. I'm just spelling it out for the record.
No.
Okay, guy. That could be nothing. That could be it. What you're saying, the not completely non-conspiratorial theory that I just came up with, it could be Sniz. It's a possibility, dude. It's a real possibility. But who the fuck does that? Who tries to take evidence from two people got murdered and you're just going to come up and take some of the evidence? Are you for real? Is this guy for real? Exactly, Sniz. Exactly. It's a crime to take evidence. I mean, it's not like he took shell casings or something, but still. What the fuck, man? I don't know what to make of this. Some will praise him like they do Luigi. No, dude, no. This guy is This guy looks like Jabba the Hutt compared to Luigi Mangioni's sexy ass. I don't think this guy's ever had abs. Luigi Mangione is guys, he's special. He's special. And you know what? He's so hot, he deserves to be a free man. Trump just shut down Harvard's free money. That's probably good. I think it's a crime to watch fake videos. Well, if that's the case, it should be a crime to spread them around. CNN and Fox. Here, let's see. Let me drop this because Twitter's got the tits and ass. I gotta be careful. Tits and ass, tits and ass. Twitter's got the tits and ass. Oh yeah. Okay. Let me show you guys this. I'm concerned with this video. But this is supposed to be someone else interviewed after the shooting. Let me get to this. Okay, here we go. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm having technical... Twitter is fucked tonight. Oh, fuck. Really, Gene? Yizu Tizub is his hiding messages is... yeah. Okay, let me pull this up for you guys. Is this working? Yeah, okay. Let's okay, live witness. Does he look genuine? He says the person who shot them seemed to know them. Is this a fizzles flizzag? Washington, D.C. 2, Israel Embassy shot dead.
Walking past at the time. John, thank you for talking to us this evening. Deeply disturbing scene for you to witness.
Guys, hold on. Because I packed a bowl and I have not hit it once. It's fucking bullshit. Oh God.
If it's okay with you, would you just share with us and tell us exactly what you saw happen this evening?
I was walking by and a guy came up and looked like a gun. I couldn't tell what it was, but I heard it afterwards, the shots, and he shot this young couple.
Okay.
Then he ran inside and yelled something. I couldn't make it out what he said.
Bro, what is this? What is this? Either this guy is a bad actor or this guy is on some like SSRIs and he's just trying to force himself to have an emotional moment, but he can't quite, the synapses can't quite bridge the gaps there.
He just ran up. It was terrible. I don't know It was terrible. It looks like he knew him, but I don't think he knew him. But he went right up to him. I don't know.
John, thank you deeply. Tragic event that you had to witness.
Okay, so what's the deal? Number one, people need to learn how to screen record, because this is clearly someone recorded this with their phone off of a tablet or something. And there's just no excuse for that anymore. You think you have some viral footage or something and you want it to be your own video? You screen record. You don't get a second device and play it on that device and then pull up your camera app and record it. You fucking figure out, what kind of phone do I have? Then you go to Google and you say, hey, Google, how do I screen record on this fucking piece of shit I bought from T-Mobile? And then they tell you, Google tells you. It won't lie to you about how to do that. And then you don't have to have a shitty low quality video like this. Holy shit, man. There's just no excuse. It's 2025. And it is funny. Hold on. Let's go. Let me drop this for 1 second. See if there's a more long form version of that, or like if there's clearly that video was going around somewhere that this person got it, but I haven't seen.
Happened to be walking past at the time. John, thank you for.
This is the only version that I've seen of this. What the? Bro, I just looked something up. I just looked something up on Twitter and it started showing me stuff from years ago for the top hits, which is like Elon Musk must be on a fucking ketamine bender right now. I don't know what's going on with Twitter. Oh, I found, okay, hold on. Sky News. Sky News has the bitch that gave him water. An interview with her. We'll take a look at that.
We were experiencing things in real time as they were unfolding. And so the security guard who let him in, it was her impression. The event was wrapping up. It was her impression that he was a victim and an innocent bystander to this attack. And being the well-meaning group that we are, we all thought that was the case. And I actually offered him, gave him water, unbeknownst to me that I was looking evil in the eye. Seconds after I've handed him the water, he whips out his keffiyeh and yells "Free Palestine," and then he's subdued by the officers on scene. I can't recall if that was DC police or museum security. And at that point, we still hadn't connected the dots. We thought maybe he shot the gun to just get into the museum. It wasn't till later we were finding out in real time from the news media as we were being sequestered to be interviewed by detectives that 2 people were killed, and then later found out whom they were, what embassy they worked for. And I just feel.
Wait, whoa. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Wait a minute. Am I a crackhead or what? Let me pull something else up, guys. Wasn't that guy's story different? Hold on, guys. Hold on. Let's listen to this. Let's listen to this guy's story again, because I thought he said, I did this. I'm confused. Why are they saying he admitted to it, and then they're like, we only found out later he shot 2 people?
Security guard happened to let this guy in. I guess they were thinking that he was a victim. And he was covered in rain. He was clearly in trauma. He was in shock. And, some of the people at the event brought him water. They sat him down. Are you okay? Were you shot? What happened? He's like, somebody call the cops, bring the cops in. So about 10 minutes later, when the cops actually came in, he said, I did this. He said, sir, I'm unarmed. He put his hands up. He grabbed a red kufi out of his pocket and started the Free Palestine chant.
Okay. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Are we finding... Hell yeah, Dark Match Gene. What's up? Burping at the same time. Gassed up shorties in here. Okay, so he said, this guy said the chronological order of events is the guy came in, security let him in, they offered him water, offered him a foot rub, a free meal, tried to serve him some matzo balls or something, I don't know. And then he said, bring the cops, call the cops. I did this. Free Palestine, da. So he admitted, this guy just said that the man told them that he did this.
And, there's only one solution, Intifada revolution. And he was being dragged out of the building as he was yelling Free Palestine. And he kept yelling Free Palestine. I, tried to hand him his keffiyeh back because I didn't really realize that he murdered 2 people. About 5-10 minutes later, we start to gather more data.
Didn't realize he murdered 2 people. What, like... Okay. Is he not? Oh, hold on, guys.
I did see somebody run in. The security guard happened to let this guy in. I guess they were thinking that he was a victim. And he was covered in rain. He was clearly in trauma. He was in shock. And, some of the people at the event brought him water. They sat him down. Are you okay? Were you shot? What happened? He's like, somebody call the cops, bring the cops in. So about 10 minutes later, when the cops actually came in, he said, I did this. He said, sir, I'm unarmed. He put his hands up. He grabbed a red kufi out of his pocket and started the Free Palestine chants. There's only one solution, Intifada revolution. And he was being dragged out of the building as he was yelling Free Palestine. And he kept yelling Free Palestine. I, tried to hand him his keffiyeh back because I didn't really realize that he murdered 2 people. About 5-10 minutes later, we start to gather more data. It turns out he was in the building with us for like 15 minutes. Thank God he left the gun in the bushes outside, or he left the gun outside. And we found out that I think it was 2 people from the embassy that were murdered in cold blood. And obviously this is a...
Okay, I wish we could find the full-length version, because I feel like there's like a... Why am I sensing there's like a hole in this story? Am I just too conspiratorial? Let's go back to her. This one.
Being the well-meaning group that we are, we were experiencing things in real time as they were unfolding. And so the security guard who let him in, it was her impression, the event was wrapping up, it was her impression that he was a victim and an innocent bystander to this attack. And
okay. Dude, okay, guys, I might be going I could be way overanalyzing this, okay? this is, I had, I have not watched this video. I'm just in real time kind of like looking at stuff and just overanalyzing, looking for holes. It's a possibility people misspeak or whatever. We can say all that. But if we are really holding these people to their words and what they're saying with this, okay, does it make sense when someone just comes in? They knew something happened. They knew somebody got shot, right? Because that's why they were offering him water and consoling him. She says herself, the security thought that he was maybe a victim of what happened. So they're saying they knew that some very bad event happened outside. They didn't know, supposedly didn't know that he was involved in it or whatever. But they're offering him water and stuff because they knew something. There were victims. They knew there were victims outside. And they thought that he was some kind of victim or like had to run away from the attack or something. They knew something happened outside. And then they're acting like we only later heard that there was an attack. What's the deal with that?
And being the well-meaning group that we are, we all thought that was the case. And
we all thought that was the case. She said the security thought he was a victim of the attack. We all thought that was the case. So we started offering him water.
I actually gave him water, unbeknownst to me, that I was looking evil in the eye. Seconds after I've handed him the water, he whips out his keffiyeh and yells "Free Palestine," and then he's subdued by the officers on scene. I can't recall if that was DC police or museum security. And at that point, we still hadn't connected the dots. We thought maybe he shot the gun to just get into the museum. It wasn't till later we were finding out in real time from the news media as we were being sequestered to be interviewed by detectives that 2 people were killed, and then later found out whom they were, what embassy they worked for. And I just feel my heart just goes out again to these victims' families.
Guys, I don't know about this. I don't know. I could be way overthinking shit. But shot the gun. This doesn't even make sense. He shot the gun just to get into the museum. This is fucking weird. This is actually weird. I was just gonna barely scratch the surface with a couple interesting videos that I found, which we haven't gotten to yet. But we're down a completely different rabbit hole, overanalyzing the interviews. And guys, I think Adam Wiley is mad at me. Adam Wiley texted the shit out of me yesterday, and then he started it up again while I was on stream, and I was like, why the fuck aren't you in the chat? What the fuck is wrong with you? I had a busy-ass day yesterday, and he was just texting me non-fucking stop, and I'm just like, what the fuck? I was stressed out. And yeah, now he hasn't talked to me since. Adam Wiley. He hates us now.
He put his hands up. He grabbed a red keffiyeh out of his pocket and started the Free Palestine chants. There's only one solution, Intifada revolution. And he was being dragged out of the building as he was yelling Free Palestine. And he kept yelling Free Palestine. I, tried to hand him his keffiyeh back because I didn't really realize that he murdered 2 people. About 5-10 minutes later, we start to gather more data. It turns out he was in the building with us for like 15 minutes. Thank God he left the gun in the bushes outside, or he left the gun outside. And we found out that I think it was 2 people from the embassy that were murdered in cold blood. And obviously this is a secondary source, but my friend was actually watching the security footage, and he murdered somebody, executed them from the back, 5-10 shots. I don't know about the man that was killed or shot. I don't know if that's confirmed yet. but it's disgusting. I don't think any acts of
Oh no, Adam Wiley is a dark match Steve troll. I don't know. I don't know if he's a troll. He's just you know. Oh, Bob D's up in here. What's up, Bob D? Don't forget to hit the like and follow, you dweebs. Guys, take a little advice from Bob D here. Take a tip. He knows what's up. You got to hit the subscribe button and you got to hit the like. Okay? That's how we do business here. All right, let me drop this. We got tits and ass on Twitter. Look out, guys. Can't show that. Yeah, so we're having major technical difficulties on Twitter. I'm sure it has nothing to do with the fact that all this bullshit is going on and there's people sharing conspiracy theories about the recent attack on Twitter. I'm sure that's completely unrelated. You can trust and believe in that. Okay, so I shared this to my page so that we can take a look at it. I'm sorry, guys. We're having a very clunky stream tonight because Twitter is absolutely shitting the bed. I'm live on Twitter right now. I probably have absolutely no people watching on Twitter because it's having a meltdown. I don't know what's happening. Let me close this. Which tab was I on? Are we still on here? Let's see. Oh, even better. It wasn't just reporters. Take a look at this, guys. This is what no one's heard about yet. Breaking, the Israeli army opened fire directly at European diplomatic delegation, including ambassadors, while they were visiting Jenin in the West Bank. This comes just one day after the UK and France announced their determination to recognize the Palestinian state. Uh-oh. That's not good. You know, 2 people get shot. 2 Israeli embassy staffers get shot at some Jewish museum, and that's enough to completely obliterate the existence of this story. Funny how that works. Oh, fuck! You saw the puff! They're actually fucking shooting in their direction. This is not a drill. I was going to play this and I was going to say, like, we hear the gunfire, but you don't really know if they're shooting at them. But guys, you saw that puff of smoke. That was a bullet hitting this wall. Did you guys see that? Look over here. It's either it hits this wall or that wall. Right here. Bro, that's for real. Did you guys see that?
مباشر بشكل مباشر هي جيش الاحتلال لا زال يطلق النار باتجاه الوفد الدبلوماسي من القناصل والسفراء بين الدول.
Did that one hit over there?
الاحتلال جيش الاحتلال يطلق النار على وفد الاحتلال تواجدنا يطلق النار بشكل مباشر هي جيش الاحتلال لا زال يطلق النار باتجاه الوفد الدبلوماسي من القناصل والسفراء بين الدول.
Here, let me see if we got a longer video of this. But yeah, guys, that's really funny. Like you don't hear about the Israeli army shooting at reporters and diplomats. When you got 2 people killed at a Jewish museum, you pretty much just shut down the news. Every other news story just disappears on the internet. It's very funny how that happens. It's just weird how that works. Oh, fuck. That's crazy. That's just how the algorithms work, guys. There's nobody like pulling the levers on that. That's just the algos, my dude. My dudes. All right, let me see if I can find a longer form video of this. Maybe they were throwing rocks at the IDF, and so that's why they started shooting. I don't know. Let's see if we can find another video. Okay. What?
From Israel after its military. Several countries, including Belgium, Spain, and Italy, have demanded an explanation from Israel after its military fired on a diplomatic delegation in the occupied West Bank. Well, no injuries were reported in the incident, which happened in the flashpoint city of Jenin. The Israeli military said shots were fired into the air after the delegation, which reportedly included...
Dude! We just debunked that! Guys, we just debunked that. Shot into the air, my ass. I showed you guys where the bullets hit the building. They were shooting in their direction. Dude, that is bullshit. These reporters, all they had to do was watch the video. Please tell me he's going to say that the Israeli army said they shot into the air, which is dangerous enough as it is. The bullet has to come down. We'll set that aside, though. Please tell me they're going to call out the fact that you could see the rounds hitting the side of the building and that the IDF is lying that they were shooting into the air. They were shooting in their direction, guys.
Diplomats from Britain, Belgium, Spain, Italy, and Canada strayed from a previously agreed route. It said...
Imagine that. They don't fact check that. Holy fuck, guys. We just guys, I am a retard. I'm a streamer. Why am I reporting this more accurately? This is scary. They're not going to fact check that at all. The video's right here, and they cut out the part where the bullet ricochets on the building. They cut it out. Oh my fucking God.
Several countries, including Belgium.
Watch, guys, they cut it out of the clip.
Spain and Italy have demanded an explanation from Israel after its military fired on a diplomatic delegation in the occupied West Bank.
They cut it out. You don't have to fact check it if you just edit it out of the fucking clip. Holy fuck. That's what I need to do, guys. If I want to push my agenda, I'll just edit clips out. Holy fuck.
Well, no injuries were reported in the incident, which happened in the flashpoint city of Jenin. The Israeli military said shots were fired into the air after the delegation, which reportedly included diplomats from Britain, Belgium.
Guys, this is just like, think about if Donald Trump shot at some reporters and they had footage of the bullets ricocheting off the building, and Trump came out and said, I just shot him into the air. They're being pussies. They would say, Donald Trump said he shot him to the air. However, we could see the puffs of smoke due to the rounds hitting the building 10 feet from these diplomats. This is actually crazy. I didn't expect to actually be reporting on stuff better than the mainstream news. Like, as a joke, I would say that I do that, but I don't actually expect to have to do that. But here I am. The IDF shot at reporters in their direction. No one was hurt. Okay, yeah, we get it. But they didn't shoot into the air. The mainstream news is reporting what the IDF claimed and then not showing you the proof that that is a lie. I'm sorry, I'm screaming. I'm just like, I can't believe we're here, guys. I can't believe we're here. I'm actually bringing you better news. This show is supposed to be a joke, and I'm bringing you more accurate news than they are. That is shocking. I mean, I know that's how it is, and everybody understands that the mainstream news lies, but I don't expect to actually be in the fucking trenches here. That is insane, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just blown away. We'll click on one fucking the first mainstream news article, and they're fucking gagging on Netanyahu's cock. That is actually nuts. Ooh, hold on. We got another angle. Doesn't look like the rifles are aimed up into the air, guys. Let's take a look at this. Holy fuck, man. This is scary. Dark Match Gene, I sure did. Wow, bro, you just caught the lamestream media in a lie, brother. Dude. Oh, K-Dog's in here. What's up, Famalam? You keep getting Shadow Biz and... Dude, I know the struggle. Oh, thank you, Bob D. I appreciate it. This show is so nice. I liked it twice. Thank you. I think you undid the like. If you could go hit it a third time, then it'll give me the like back. Thank you. I appreciate the enthusiasm, though. Fake news media lies again. Oh, your comments? Yeah. Dude, I've dealt with that. With commenting on some people's fucking, I don't know if some of the times it's happened, I don't know if it's the actual, the person running the channel or it's the AI, algos, whatever it is. All right, so this is a different angle where I guess it looks like you can see the soldiers. Let's take a look at this. Huh. Guys, that's really funny. It doesn't look like their rifles are aimed up into the air. It's really funny. It took us 5 seconds to prove that the IDF is lying about shooting into the air. And the mainstream news, that's their jobs. Guys, I'm doing this for free. I mean, I know once in a while some people throw a few dollars my way, and I greatly, greatly appreciate it. I don't want to understate how much I appreciate that. I'm just saying I'm not like clocked in right now. I'm doing this to like actually have fun and build my page, and like, I got parody songs and stuff. I want to entertain people and have a little fun. These people are on the clock reporting this, telling you, defending, they're not like blatantly defending, but by omission, by not showing this video, which takes 5 seconds, if you want to go look on Twitter, you can find it yourself. 5 seconds, guys, to disprove the fact that they are shooting into the air. You think to be shooting into the air, the rifle wouldn't be aimed horizontally. I mean, I'm no gun expert. Guys, I'm no gun expert, but I think to shoot up into the air, your rifle has to be aimed upward and not directly at the reporters. Guys, I'm no expert here. This isn't even a real news show. Oh my God. They're definitely not aimed up into the air when they shot. My God. Oh my God, guys. This is scary. This is scary. And just think, right now, the news, they lied to you about this, but they're not even showing you the lie anymore. Now they distracted you with a story about people getting killed at a Jewish museum. That's enough for, I mean, you don't even need to lie to people. You just don't need to even tell them the story anymore. We've got something juicier. We've got anti-Semitic news. That'll run right over this other bullshit. Holy shit, guys. I didn't expect to go down this route. I swear to you guys, I saved a few videos. I said, let's see where this goes. I had something else to cover tonight too. I told you guys we had some fun stuff to get into for the rest of this week. I had other plans, but I was like, let's see where this goes. Let's just take a look. And here we are. Here we fucking are. I'm sorry. I'm ranting. I'm so happy when we're on here. We're literally on here just jerking our dicks, fucking around. We're just edging on here tonight, and we're proving the mainstream media to be completely full of shit. I mean, that's just like, that's got to be embarrassing for them, right? A streamer who doesn't even have enough subscribers to be monetized, and I'm reporting the news better than the news is. Bro, that's crazy. Look, and someone else, someone else freeze framed. Let's bring you back up to Twitter. Someone else freeze framed the video showing the puff of smoke from the round hitting the building. So this is the soldiers claim that they shot up into the air as warning shots. No injuries or damages. Oops. There were people down there with cameras. Imagine that. Oops. Bro, this is what I'm saying. We can debate about whatever. You can be pro-Zionist, okay? You can believe that Israel should have whatever state of all Jewish people if they want it. You can believe all that. You still don't have to defend the IDF. When they do fucked up shit, you should just be able to go, hey, you know what? That's fucked up. Hey, I like the United States and I support our military, but maybe having non-convicted, stinky terrorists standing naked on a box covered in their own feces, making them think that they're holding electrical wires, and if they drop it, they're going to die. Maybe that's not a good look. You can say that. It's okay, guys. You can support the military and not like when they fucking shoot babies. Hold on. Where were we? Okay, let me blow this back up.
ميسون ارجع يا ميسون.
مش على الهواء يا زلمه.
Bro.
الاوضاع صعبه جدا. ما راينا. جيش الاحتلال يطلق النار على وفد الاحتلال.
There's the puff of smoke.
تواجدنا يطلق النار بشكل مباشر. بشكل مباشر. هي جيش الاحتلال. جيش الاحتلال لا زال يطلق النار باتجاه الوفد الدبلوماسي.
جيش الاحتلال على الوفود التي قدمت لتلقي تشاهد عن كثر ما يجري في مداخل مخيم جنين. جيش الاحتلال الإسرائيلي.
What? Wow, you can see them pointing. Yeah, bro. Never mind what, Bob D. What happened? Did I miss something you said? Dark match news. We report, you decide. I like that. Oh fuck. Donald Ferguson, you're not getting 10 mil to lie, Steve. I know. I know. It's a shame. I should be. It's that good, isn't it, guys? You know, unfortunately, guys, some shows just won't report this to you. We're not going to get into why they won't, okay? There's some shows, though, for various reasons, they will not show you this because it's a heat getter in the studio. You're not going to find this on a lot of shows, guys. I don't think you realize how much I'm trying to really be true to the game here. There's a lot of people that are just gonna pretend this didn't happen and or happily never scroll past it on their timeline.
تنسيق الجنود لا زالوا خلف البوابة يطلقون الرصاص على 30 وفد دبلوماسي أوروبي وعربي جاءوا لزيارة مخيم جنين. جيش الاحتلال الإسرائيلي أطلق الرصاص عليهم.
This is just one of those things where you go, the IDF is willing to do this on camera. They have cameras pointed at them, showing that they're aiming at a crowd of reporters and diplomats. What, I mean, just take a guess. Like, what do you think happens when there's no cameras? When they think there's no cameras? I don't know. I don't know, guys. You decide. I'm just reporting on this. You decide.
كما نرى الوفود الآن ووفود الصحفية والدبلوماسية.
And don't get me wrong, Hamas does some nasty stuff too. And I guess I have to say that, or people will think I'm actually a dumb piece of shit. I know Hamas does some nasty stuff too. Maybe even nastier sometimes. Actually, yes, nastier. But I don't know. What do you guys? There's so much I could say. I'm at loss for words,
هذه المنطقة بعد إطلاق الرصاص الكثيف علينا وعلى الوفود مباشرة رغم وجود التنسيق.
Ouchie, Fauci. Okay, this is all basically the same footage. Let me get Thank you guys for hitting the like over on the Facebook. Thank you. I appreciate it. Wherever you're at, hit what? Wherever you're at, hit the like button. Pretty please. Or I'll send the IDF to your front door. Let me drop this. Okay, let's get to this. This last video I wanted to get to is very interesting, guys. Man, what is going on with Twitter? The DMs are still fucked. This is making my show so much more clunky tonight. I fucking hate it. All right, I don't know if I can find the full interview with this. I can, if this is actually juicy enough, maybe we'll look for it. I got the video here. So this is very interesting here. Must watch. Israel bombed its own Israel embassy in London in a false flag attack and framed 2 Palestinians. Uh-oh. Former British M15 agent Annie Machon explains how Mossad bombed the Israel embassy in London in 1994 and framed 2 prominent Palestinian activists, Samar Alami and Jawad Botmeh, received 20-year sentences for this crime they didn't commit.
But the 2 cases that really got us, first of all, there was a false flag attack in London in 1994, where a car bomb exploded outside the Israeli embassy in the center of London.
Now, I remember this vaguely. This is, we're talking 14 years ago.
It's a long time
but
ago.
But it was huge.
Now, this might be a crazy suggestion here, but is it a possibility that maybe Israel has too many goddamn embassies in other countries, and these are just random bombings and shootings that happen, and because Israel is so overrepresented with embassies and in the media, news, entertainment, all that stuff, but overrepresented, they have too many embassies, so these random shootings that happen, they're not actually aimed at Jewish people. It's just like statistically they just happen to happen in front of the embassies and stuff. Is that is anybody picking up what I'm putting down here?
Huge at the time. I mean, it was a huge worldwide story.
Yeah. In fact, there'd been an earlier attack against some Jewish interest section in Buenos Aires earlier that year as well. Similar sort of MO, modus operandi, with a car bomb driven and parked outside that exploded. Very minor injuries, that was all. Nobody was killed. And it was a very sophisticated device. It appeared to eat itself, eat all the forensics. Now, this is very, very rare. Even the IRA, which is a very sophisticated terrorist organization, could not make bombs that effective. So it looked like it, sort of fairly technical person had put that together. But what emerged from that, the senior MI5 officer who was in charge of the investigation into it.
MI5. I knew that wasn't I said M15. I was like, God damn it. I knew I just made myself look like a fucking idiot.
And had seen all the evidence, but also all the intelligence, which isn't necessarily admissible in court, wrote his formal assessment at the end of the case. And he said he reckoned that Mossad, the Israeli external intelligence agency, had bombed their own embassy, sort of controlled explosion outside the embassy. And as I said, that was a senior MI5 officer. That was his formal verdict. If you read that on the internet now, you would say that sounds like some mad conspiracy theory. But it wasn't. This was the official position of MI5. And he said that they did it for 2 reasons. One, they were always hassling MI5 for increased security around their embassy and other interests in London. Because, of course, London had a reputation of giving safe haven to Arab dissidents from around the world at that point. And MI5 kept saying, well, there's no reason to increase the threat assessment. You don't need extra protection. So letting off a controlled explosion outside, of course, they immediately got what they wanted there. But crucially, 2 innocent Palestinians were arrested, charged and convicted of conspiracy to cause that attack. And they were very active in a Palestinian support network in London, political campaigning for the people on the West Bank and the Gaza Strip. And they were gaining some traction in the media. They were getting quite a lot of support. So by arresting these people and framing them for an attack and sticking them in prison, the whole network just shattered and hasn't got back on its feet to this day. So that would be a clear political advantage.
Oh. Funny how that works. Let me look. Okay, so Wikipedia, let's just take a look over here. Let's just take a gander. 1914 London Israel Embassy bombing. The bombing was a car bomb attack on 26th of July 94 against the Israel Embassy building in London, England. 20 civilians were injured. A second bomb was exploded outside Balfour House, Finchley, premises occupied by the UJIA, a registered British charity. The attack, a car containing 20 to 30 pounds, kilograms, who gives a fuck, we're American, of explosive parked in front of the embassy blew up minutes after the driver left it. The blast, which caused widespread damages, was heard over a mile away. Apart from damage to the embassy building, shop windows were blown out. The attack took place one day after the King Hussein of Jordan and Israel Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin met in Washington, D.C. to discuss a Jordan-Israel peace treaty. 13 hours later, another car bomb exploded outside Balfour House, which at the time was the London headquarters of one of the largest Jewish charities, United Jewish Israel Appeal, injuring 6. Okay, initially, the Israeli ambassador and British intelligence experts were blaming pro-Iranian extremists, probably linked to the Lebanon-based Hezbollah group. Between the two attacks, letters were sent to 2 Arab newspapers claiming responsibility for both bombs on behalf of the Palestinian Resistance Jaffa group. 5 Palestinians were arrested in London in January 1995 in connection with the bombings. In December of 96, 2 of them, both Palestinian science graduates educated in the UK, Jawad Bothem and Samar Alami, Batmeh, that's that same guy, yeah, were found guilty of conspiracy to cause explosions at the Old Bailey. They were sentenced to 20 years in jail and lost their appeal in 2001. Batmeh was released in 2008. Former MI5 agent David Shaler stated that the British security services were warned of a plan to attack the embassy in advance, yet took no action. Wow, that almost sounds like October 7th. I feel like I heard a bunch of people talking about how Egypt and who else? Egypt and Jordan or somebody, they had warned Israel that the October 7th attacks were going to happen. Do you guys remember hearing that? Or am I just a silly crackhead? The Crown Prosecution Service later confirmed a warning had been received, though it related to a plan by a group unconnected to those who were convicted of the bombing. Jesus Christ, I can't read. The Home Secretary at the time, Jack Straw, said that Shaler's interpretation of the events was understandable, but concluded that MI5 still could not have prevented the bombing. So Jawad Samar Alami is a woman, Lebanese Palestinian woman, daughter of a banker, graduated with a BSc in chemical engineering. Jawad Batmeh, a Palestinian student based in London, graduated with degrees in electronic engineering from the University of whoever the fuck, King College London. Okay. They were accused of being part of a team that had planned the bombing, but were not accused of planting the bomb themselves or being present at the time of the scene of the crime. There's no direct evidence linking the suspects to the bombing. Another woman involved in carrying out the bombing was never found. In the course of the trial, both suspects did admit that they had conducted experiments using homemade explosives in order to pass information back to Palestinians in the occupied Palestinian territories. What the fuck? Okay, we listened to some crazy lady rant about a conspiracy, and then you go to Wikipedia and you actually kind of go like, oh, wait. Was she right? Bro, they maintained their innocence. So they had proof that these people, they're like chemical engineers and stuff, and were probably experimenting with explosives or something. And relaying information to other Palestinians. Receiving 20-year sentences, but it says right here there's no evidence directly linking the suspects to the bombing. Dude, that's crazy. They're saying all these people supported them. Individuals campaigned on behalf of the pair, including Government of Palestine, Amnesty International, Unison, human rights activist Gareth Pierce, investigative journalist Paul Foote, Miscarriages of Justice UK, support for Alami and Batma's appeal attracted cross-party support in Parliament. 5 early day motions raised by John Austin MP were supported by a total of 71 members of Parliament, including Labour Party, Jeremy Corbyn, John McDonnell, Conservative Party. So this isn't like, this is actually crazy, guys. I mean, it sounds like they had a little bit of support of people claiming they're innocent. Their appeals came to an end when their case was dismissed by European Court of Human Rights in 2007. Upon reviewing of the evidence, the court concluded that their right to a fair trial had not been infringed. Following Batma's release from prison, he found work as a researcher at the London Metropolitan University. He was suspended from work on February 7th, having become an activist for his trade union, Unison. They pointed out that the suspension was related to his election as a staff representative. Okay. Well, that's kind of crazy, guys. Let's go back. What is this? MI5 hid reports on embassy bombing. Let's take a look at this. What is I don't even know what I'm looking at. God damn it. 1914 attack in Israel embassy, part of a secret war, court hears. Jack Straw. I saw his name there. Okay. Just skimming through what this gets into. Is that it? Okay. All right, let's take it. This isn't that long. Let's just read through this real quick. Confidential intelligence agency reports may show the car bombing of Jewish targets in London 6 years ago was part of a secret tit-for-tat war between Israel and Iran. It had nothing to do with 2 Palestinian students convicted at the Old Bailey, the Court of Appeal heard yesterday. Lawyers acting for Jawad Batma and Sami Salami, 33, said important and relevant information presented to MI5. See, they fucked this up. That says M15. That definitely says M15. It's MI5 before the explosion was not disclosed. So information present to M15. Important, relevant information presented to MI5 before the explosion was not disclosed at the time of the trial, even though it could have affected the outcome. Michael Mansfield, QC, said revelations in a Sunday newspaper 3 years ago by the former MI5 officer David Shaler cast doubt on prosecution speculations that the bombing of the Israeli embassy and a second blast at the offices of Jewish charities in North London had been down to homegrown Palestinian extremists working on their own. Shaler's information pointed to a much larger and more sophisticated organization being responsible for the bombings, the court heard. According to Shaler, a reliable source had warned MI5 that an attack on the Israel embassy was imminent, but a report was shelved and the police were not notified. Attempts to establish the truth of Shaler's claims had been stifled, the court heard. The Home Secretary, Jack Straw, had signed a public interest immunity certificates preventing disclosure, throwing a blanket of secrecy over intelligence agency information. Demands for reports on attacks in other countries, particularly the car bombing of Jewish Community Center in Buenos Aires shortly before the London campaign, had been rejected. It is unrealistic for the Crown to dig in like this when similar attacks at a similar time by agents or groups with hostility to Israel must be relevant. We believe there's more information that may link London to Buenos Aires and to a secret war that has been going on between Iran and Israel. Attempts to find out what role Israel government agents had played in the examining the scene of Israel embassy blast had also come to nothing. Somebody undoubtedly did come from Israel, and for some reason, nobody knows who they were or what they took away from the scene or what conclusions they came to. Oh my God, guys, this is funny. Type of explosion used in the Israel embassy bombing was also still a mystery, the court heard. Jesus Christ, guys. And they convicted 2 random Palestinians. Okay. Where were we? Sorry, I went to a different tab for a second. Still a mystery. Okay. Mr. Mansfield told Lord Justice Rose, Mr. Justice Hooper, and Justice Goldring that the appellates had received no more material at all since their convictions, despite concern that key evidence had been withheld. So what are they saying? No more evidence was presented? Appellants had received. Both British, Batme Alami, both British residents were jailed for 20 years in December 96 for conspiracy to cause that bombing. The pair, graduates from English universities, were convicted on the basis that they were part of a UK-based extremist terrorist cell. They admitted experimenting in an amateurish way with certain types of explosives in order to provide technical information for the protection of their home communities in Palestine. That is a little sketchy. Anyway. They were denied involvement in the bombings, they denied involvement in the bombings, insisting the explosions in London were counterproductive. The pair were granted leave to appeal on the grounds that information covered by the PII's certificates could have affected the outcome of the trial. Their lawyers claimed that the non-disclosure breached the Human Rights Act and Article 6 of the European Rights Convention, entitling everyone to a fair trial. The campaign for free Batman and Alami has been supported by Amnesty International and numerous politicians. In a joint statement, MPs Lynn Jones and Tony Benn said they believe there had been a miscarriage of justice. The conspiracy of which they are accused can only have been organized by a highly trained professional and experienced group, they said. Not some random terrorists that went to school for chemical engineering. Okay. Here, let's, is this still not working? Oh my God, Twitter. You gotta be kidding me. Damn you, Twitter! I gotta just look it up. Bro, you gotta be kidding me, Twitter. Okay, hold on. I found the video. Twitter's really fucking around tonight, but I found this video. Trying the fucking shit out of me. In cold blood.
Last night in Washington, something horrific happened. A brutal terrorist shot in cold blood a young, beautiful couple, Yaron Lishinsky and Sarah Milgram. Yaron had just bought an engagement ring for Sarah. He was planning to give it to her in Jerusalem next week. They were planning to start a new and happy life together. Well, that tragically did not happen. Yaron and Sarah weren't the victims of a random crime. The terrorist who cruelly gunned them down did so for one reason and one reason alone. He wanted to kill Jews. And as he was taken away, he chanted, "Free Palestine." This is exactly the same chant we heard on October 7th. On that day, thousands of terrorists stormed into Israel from Gaza. They beheaded men, they raped women, they burned babies alive, they butchered 1,200 innocent people and took 251 innocent people hostage to the dungeons of Gaza. A short time afterwards, Chancellor Scholz of Germany visited Israel. And after he saw the horrors, he said to me,
"We have to kill babies. We have to bomb hospitals."
"These Hamas terrorists are exactly like the Nazis." He was right. And if they could get away with it, these Hamas terrorists would have slaughtered every last Jew on earth. For these neo-Nazis, Free Palestine is just today's version of Heil Hitler.
Kanye, redo your song. N-word free Palestine. All my N-words Palestinians, N-word free Palestine.
They don't want a Palestinian state. They want to destroy the Jewish state. They want to annihilate the Jewish people who've been in the land of Israel for 3,500 years.
Oh, easy there. What? Didn't you guys leave? Is that right?
I could never understand how this simple truth evades the leaders of France, Britain, Canada, and others. They're now proposing to establish a Palestinian state and reward these murderers with the ultimate prize. Well, for 18 years, we had a de facto Palestinian state. It's called Gaza. And what did we get? Peace? No. We got the most savage slaughter of Jews since the Holocaust.
They gave them that sliver of land and you know, take that or nothing. No big deal.
You won't be surprised to learn
they should be happy with that, right? How could they be mad?
That Hamas thanked President Macron and Prime Minister Starmer and Carney for demanding that Israel end its war in Gaza immediately. Hamas was right to thank them, because by issuing their demand, replete with a threat of sanctions against Israel, not Hamas, these three leaders effectively said they want Hamas to remain in power. They want Israel to stand down and accept that Hamas's army of mass murderers will survive, rebuild, and repeat the October 7th massacre again and again and again, because that's what Hamas is vowed to do.
Well, for some reason, the Israeli soldiers were not at the border. I mean, it was really weird watching Hamas just open the rolling gate and drive right through your border in some 1998 Fords, small pickup trucks, drive right through the border. Maybe you guys should keep the soldiers at the border and not suspiciously have them absent from their posts when the terrorists come to drive right through your border fence. And then they're doing donuts. There's videos of the terrorists doing donuts, looking for IDF soldiers to combat with, and they just can't find them. So maybe this is again, guys, I'm nobody. I'm just a streamer. But maybe your IDF soldiers shouldn't be suspiciously missing from their posts at the border when the terrorists go to roll the gate open and drive right through it like there's nobody there defending it. They look like they're breaking into a junkyard or something. They just open the fucking roll gate and drive right through. No resistance at all at the border. Very, very weird. Maybe keep your soldiers at the border.
I say to President Macron, Prime Minister Carney, and Prime Minister Starmer, when mass murderers, rapists, baby killers, and kidnappers thank you, you're on the wrong side of justice.
Dude, this is funny because people were posting this clip of Netanyahu, just this clip where he says this, that if you have people that are thanking you when they are murderers and baby killers and stuff, then you're on the wrong side. And he doesn't realize, maybe it's just he's not realizing that people see the footage on Twitter of the little kids getting bombed in hospitals by Israel. Some people have no sense of self-reflection at all. They say shit like this. Hey, if there's some group of people that are killing innocent babies and then they thank you for support, you're on the wrong side of history. Hey, if you see someone bomb a hospital and then they treat you as a friend, you're on the wrong side of history, pal.
I say to President Macron, Prime Minister Carney, and Prime Minister Starmer, when mass murderers, rapists, baby killers, and
baby killers, that's you, buddy. That's you. You're a baby killer.
Kidnappers, thank you. You're on the wrong side of justice. You're on the wrong side of humanity.
Okay, I'm not saying, and again, guys, I'm not taking sides here in this. I'm not saying there's a side that isn't baby killers. I'm just saying it's funny that both sides are baby killers, and the one side is saying that if you side with baby killers, you're a piece of shit. Essentially calling the United States government and Donald Trump a piece of shit.
And you're on the wrong side of history. Now, these leaders may think that they're advancing peace. They're not. They're emboldening Hamas to continue fighting forever. And they give them hope to establish a second Palestinian state from which Hamas will again seek to destroy the Jewish state. And mind you, it's not going to be a state free of Hamas. When you establish a Palestinian state, we've seen it. The radicals take over. Iran sends them in and they take over. So don't give us this talk. It'll be a peaceful Palestinian state. It won't be. But the hypocrisy doesn't stop there. These and other leaders have bought into Hamas's propaganda that says Israel is starving Palestinian children. And not only is Hamas putting out this lie, a few days ago, a top UN official said that 14,000 Palestinian babies would die in 48 hours. You see, many international institutions are complicit in spreading this lie. The press repeats it, The mob believed it, and a young couple is then brutally gunned down in Washington. So here are the facts. Since October 7th, Israel...
Okay, guys, let's I just want to keep things in context here. We all saw that the fucking humanitarian truck, didn't that get bombed or shot? People being told to move to safe zones that are getting bombed while moving to safe zones. We've definitely seen footage of them just like shooting innocent people, going for some of the aid that's been like dropped and stuff like that. Hey, and now, as of yesterday, we have footage of the IDF shooting at completely, undebatably innocent diplomats and reporters, shooting at them when they're right at the border of Jenin or whatever the fuck area of Palestine/Israel that was. We now have that. So, I don't know what, I mean, I don't expect Netanyahu to admit to that, but I'm just putting that in, we're just putting that out there, guys.
Sent 92,000 aid trucks into Gaza. That's right, 92,000 aid trucks. That includes 1.8 million tons of aid. 1.8 million tons of aid.
He's counting the bombs they dropped too in those tons. Do the math on that. I'm telling you, he's counting aid as bombs.
More than enough food to feed everyone in Gaza. Yet as we had let the aid come in, Hamas stole it. They took it.
That's true. There are videos of that. That is very true. But there's also videos of innocent people just getting fucked by the IDF.
A huge chunk for themselves. The rest they sold at exorbitant prices to the Palestinian population. And then they used the money they stole to recruit new terrorists to continue their war against Israel. Our goal from the start was to get food.
That's supposed to be true, though. I'm joking about the aid being bombs, but I'm kind of not. Like, that's one thing that they said, that Hamas is actually taking undetonated. Israel has dropped so many fucking bombs that they've been able to make their own rockets and bombs out of the duds that Israel dropped. The bombs that they dropped that are unexploded, Hamas has actually, a lot of their weaponry has come from taking the unexploded bombs that Israel dropped and then making them, I guess, active and then launching them back at them.
To Palestinian civilians.
So technically the bombs are aid. I was right.
Not to Palestinian terrorists. So we consulted with our American allies. What do we do to prevent Hamas from looting the aid? Well, together we devised a mechanism to achieve this goal. American companies will distribute the food directly to Palestinian families. They'll do so in safe zone secured by our military. And this will allow us to complete our goal.
Safe zones. And when they're traveling to the safe zones, we found Hamas in amongst all of these groups of people. So we had to bomb all the innocent people and Hamas while they're on the way to the safe zones.
Goal of destroying Hamas while enabling aid to reach the civilian population. We'll complete the construction of the first distribution zones in the coming days. Ultimately,
let's see how that goes.
Intend to have large safe zones in the south of Gaza. And the Palestinian population will move there for their own safety while we conduct combat in other zones and receive humanitarian aid there without Hamas interference. In the meantime, we authorized letting trucks enter Gaza to provide for immediate needs. Yesterday, I think more than 100 trucks went in. More will come in today. I tell you this, no army in the world has ever gone to such lengths to provide aid to the civilian population in the midst of intense combat. And Hamas, of course, opposes this. It shoots Palestinian civilians who want to leave for safe zones, and it shoots Palestinian civilians who want to prevent Hamas terrorists from looting the aid trucks intended for them. As for the hostages, we'll do every effort to secure them. I'm ready for a temporary ceasefire to get more out. But we demand, and you should demand, that all of our hostages be released and released immediately. And so should every civilized country demand this. We're in an intense seven-front war that was launched against us by Iran and its proxies. Sometimes in war, accidents happen. One such incident happened the other day in Jenin, and thankfully no one was hurt.
Uh-oh. Are we going to talk about the incident?
Our military has expressed its regret over the event because we don't target civilians or diplomats.
It's on video, though. Oh, my God. I can't believe he actually mentioned it.
We target terrorists. That's the opposite of Hamas. They target civilians, ours, and they hide behind civilians, theirs. They use them as human shields. That's a double war crime. But I don't hear that.
Maybe the IDF thought there was a member of Hamas that had snuck in amongst those reporters and diplomats. So they were just going to mow down the whole crowd of diplomats and innocent reporters to kill one member of Hamas. Maybe that's what was happening. I don't know.
Coming from any one of those countries that criticize Israel. For those who say that Israel stands alone, I say we're not alone. Justice stands with us. The truth stands with us. History stands with us. And so do countless people around the world who can tell the difference between right and wrong, between good and evil. I want to thank all of them. And
You're welcome. That's me. I can tell the difference, guys.
especially want to thank President Trump and the American
God.
people for their forthright stand
and the American people. Oh, God.
and with Israel and with the Jewish people. Together we stand, together we'll triumph, and we'll see the victory of civilization over
You can't spell triumph without Trump.
barbarism.
All right, well, that was fun. Well, that was a lot of fun, guys. I'm reading through the chat. Lovers. Thomas Gilson, as a veteran, I'm not going to comment on that. They went in to rescue hostages. What are you referring to? Won't comment on what? Must have been something Netanyahu said. Rainy's up in here. What's up, Rainy? I'm about to log off now, guys. I'm going to get out of here. Twitter is locked down, y'all. What? Scott Starbird. Bro, what the fuck? Twitter's having problems tonight, guys. Scott Starbird in the chat. DDoS, distributed denial of service attack. Sorry, it went up. Is a cyber attack where multiple systems flood a server or network with traffic, making unavailable to legitimate users. Thomas Gilson says, did we forget who started that shit last October? I really didn't want to get into a whole Israel-Palestine debate, and I'm getting off here in a minute. But that's the problem is, right, it didn't start on October 7th. This has been an ongoing thing. The Nakba, the March of Return. There's been all kinds of conflicts between these people. The arguments from the Palestine. I mean, I'm an idiot. I'm no expert on this, but the argument from the Palestinians is that that Israel has been encroaching with the military, occupying and then settling in land in what they would consider their land. I mean, there are people living there. This legitimately, like, millions of people, millions of Palestinians have been moved from their land. Then the Israelis argue that no, it was our land, and you know what, we're coming back and we want it all and whatever. You know, it's like, I don't even, we could watch a good debate. I'll pull up some night, we'll watch a good debate on this. Now, unfortunately, one really good one, guys, and this, you'd have to probably watch most of this on your own time because there's no way we could cover this on here, but I've mentioned it before. Destiny did a debate, a 2 versus 2 debate on I got a piece of my toothpick stuck in my mouth. There we go. Destiny did a 2-on-2 debate. It was him and I can't remember the guy's name, but it was, and he debated Norm Finkelstein. Norm Finkelstein is a historian / scholar / whatever when it comes to Israel history. And they had this is a 6-hour-long debate. And it's very interesting because both sides have legitimate grievances and points in this. Oh, yeah, Dutch Duke. Thank you for your service, Thomas Gilson. Good point. If you really are ex-military, maybe this is stolen valor in my chat. You scumbag. Army Airborne. Oh, okay. Never mind. Thank you for your service. Yeah, bro, I just like this fucking Israel-Palestine conflict. I'm so fucking done. I'm telling you, I watched 100 debates on this shit, and it's like there's no way to even keep up with the fucking math on it. There's no way to even keep up with trying to be like, oh, whose land is supposed to be whose? It's just like, at this point, it's just a completely fucking retarded debate that no side of it is gonna fucking sorry, I'm getting phone calls. All right, yeah, I gotta get out of here. No side is gonna fucking surrender on this shit. There's so much blood spilled over it. I just don't even see any fucking solution. I mean, I think it could be possible to have a two-state solution. However, this is the thing, like, I know that it works both ways for both sides. There are some Palestinians, I'm sure, that are completely unforgiving in the fact that they think some of their land was stolen and stuff, and they're not going to give that up. Then there's also people on the Zionist side of this that say, oh, no, this is Jewish land. I don't give a fuck if Palestinians have been living there and we have to move them. From Ben-Gurion all the way to Netanyahu, there have been multiple prime ministers acknowledging that we want a majority Jewish state, and we fully acknowledge that requires displacing millions of people from where they are currently living, whether it's their land or not. Guys, it's just such a long... We'll go over, I promise you guys, we'll go over a good debate, a fair one, not one just fucking around trolling or something. We'll look at it because there's quite a few that I've watched that are actually like fair and, you know, whatever. You could actually learn something. All right, lovers, I got to get out of here. I'm getting a call from my butt buddy. Oh, yeah, that's serious. That means I got to go. Love you all. Thank you for hanging in with us. Thank you for checking it out. I had no idea where the fuck this was going to go tonight. Okay, I thought it was interesting. Bare minimum, we did at least show that the mainstream media is, you know, lying, essentially lying, holding the truth back, reporting that the IDF said that they shot into the air when you can see the dust clouds from the bullets hitting the side of the building next to these reporters. So we at least, we did a little work in here. All right, guys, I will see you guys tomorrow night. I promise we'll do something fun. I don't give a fuck what terrorist attacks happen tomorrow. I don't care. We are not covering that. We are going to do something fun. All right, I'm over it. Okay. Thank you guys for the support. Adam Wiley, I hope you're not actually fucking mad at me. I got to text you back again. Everybody take it easy. Love ya. Mwah.